Kings and queens, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? You doing good? You doing well? You smiling there? You better. Yeah, you better don't be grummy. Maybe you're hungry. No, I always say that. Yes, I cannot let it. You know, I will say that. Anyway, straight to the point. By a beautiful question that go in my inbox. For beautiful soul, I want to bring this to you because that's something for us all as humanity. And I sure about it. Is for us all. So the beautiful soul said to us, to me, like, you know, gee, I just find out I like to be alone the day of today a lot. And people looking to me like I'm a little bit strange. Do you think I'm strange? So just to reply to you what I say to the beautiful soul, I will say also to you because it's so important. You know, big shift that's happening now, big awakening everywhere. In case that you don't know what. Some people believe me, some people not. Some people agree, some people not. I don't care. That's for the people that go in my inbox and for other beautiful souls with an open mind that want to wake up. So, what's happening here? Of course, when 90% still sleeping with their eyes open and things start to waking up, and slowly but surely much more and much more and much more, they like to be much more alone. So what you think? Are you lonely? Or are you alone? Because it's different, you know, words and thoughts. We use every single day as humanity words and thoughts without knowing the meaning of it. So powerful. What you think you become, what you say so will be. We use so many words in every single day. So many questions, so many answers that we give ourselves. Or maybe we observe on the surroundings and we think that's the right thing to do. Just because everybody thinks the same, this does not justify that it's right. We see this a lot. Anyway, to the story. What do you think? Just a small question. Are you lonely or are you alone? Because there's a big difference. You know, words and thoughts, so important. Because in my opinion, lonely is, you know, that you have nobody and you feel bad. I will accept to be surrounded from everybody and everything, just that you're not alone. And to be alone is a choice that you make. To walk alone. And many times in many movies I say already this, just to answer to that beautiful soul and maybe other people that are in the same process and, you know, they think, oh, I'm alone, so I have to accept to surround myself with much more low frequency people. Well, don't do that. You see this many times, people that go from one relationship to the other relationship. They don't even give themselves the time to find out who they really are and who they are. You see this many times, we hear that, and you see these people saying like, yeah, you know, I've been in so many relationships, I always have something, because you don't have the time to heal. You don't give the momentums to heal. You don't give yourself the momentum to do your shadow work, because we are all have issues. Every single person in this world. Because that's how the system bring it to us. And that's from the school system, everything starts there, you know. Teach them from small. Same like the dogs, small puppy. Sit down, here is a bone. The dog get bigger, well, he do the same. Same with children, aka hashtag we. So what we do later is the same. Stay between the lies. But the most important thing is here to understand what the school system and the system never teach you. How to take care of your mind, your body and your soul, how to walk alone. So what's happening here? Before you go to the school, you know, you are all have authenticity. You are unique, you have big dreams. You know, what they say visualization, I say actually it's just fantasy. And you live in your own world and everything is possible and you dream big. Then you go to the school and the world come to you, tell you who you are and what you have to become, what you have to do. And you follow this path. And now, are we not all been in that situation? Maybe you are still in that situation. Maybe you're gonna be in that situation. So allow me to reply, everything starts there, my beautiful souls. Because the system don't make creators and leaders, which actually you are by nature, but followers and consumers. You see what I mean? Much more easy to control, to stay between the lines. Tools that they bring to you, hate, comparison, fear, all that kind of thing. Just they stay between the lines. You see what I mean? That's not even the story here. Back to the story. Why is it so important to walk alone? And I say it in many movies. It's important because in walking alone you find out who you are. You do your inner work. This is only what they did to you. You do your shadow work. This means you have to see your demons in the eye, know their name, dance with them, and pass to them. You have to heal. We all have to heal. I'll be really with you. Somebody that look there on the other side of the movie and will understand me. Some people with ego problems, they will say, no, not me. We all have that kind of thing. we have to heal for things that we pass in our life. And some people survive and some people not, unfortunately. Some people find out who they are, some people not. Some people will never find out, depending how strong you are, depending how hard you want it. You see already in the school system, people judging each other. You see this, maybe you've been one of these children, and maybe you saw it around you. You know, people always have to have people around them. They never been teach how to embrace solitude. They never been teach how to be alone. They never been teach how to be themselves. Because they will remember who they are. They will understand who they are. Many times we've been in the school system, you see they're a small child, you know, just being alone, don't have friends. You know, because that person, this boy or that girl don't have friends because he or she choose, because they already high frequency. You have people high frequency already from small. They already understand what's happening. And other children laugh with them, and then later come out that that person becomes somebody very, well known and find something out because they protect the energy somewhere already without knowing. They already have, high energy level. You know what I mean? High frequency. Some people find it out later. Some people never, unfortunately. So again, back to the story. The beautiful girl said to me, "Gee, you think there's something wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. You just start to waking up. You start to understand that by walking alone, you will do inner work, your shadow work, which is so important. And this will have to be for everybody, from the 90% that they still sleep with their eyes open, because that's the only way to remember who you are and to find out how strong, powerful, beautiful, unique, worthy, and divine you are. Unfortunately, as children, everything starts in the school system. And then you always are surrounded by people, family, friends, teams. So you see, you become your surroundings. Energy is very contagious. That's why I always say, be aware about your energy, be aware about your surroundings, because you will become. Why? Because people absorb much more than observing. I always say better observing, but slowly progress also progress. You still work on the shop. But what we do, we absorb from family, friends, teams, colleagues, partnership. So without you know, you're gonna start to listen to the music that they listen, you're gonna start to do like the sports that they like, the food that they like, so many other things, because you've never been able to be alone from the school system. You see what I mean? Everything before, you have visualization, fantasy. Every after school system, you don't have this anymore. You start to go between the lines, you start to compare it, you start to hate, you start to compete with each other. You start to absorb from your surroundings, family, friends, teams, their way of thinking, politics, economic, whatever that is, religious, So you become your surroundings. And many times later, when you have, let's say, as example, maybe a relationship, the relationship is finished. It could be your friends, teams, unfortunately sometimes family, maybe partnership. When you find out, after a time to being alone, that actually you don't like that kind of music that you was listening to that music when you was with that person. You don't like that kind of food. You don't even speak like these people, because you find you in yourself. Now it's place and momentums and energy that you can put in yourself. Silence. There you find everything. And there where is the soul start to speaking. But in a world full of noise and distractions, people distract themselves much more earlier than they do the inner work and the shadow work. Fear. And they're gonna start to speak and gossip about people that are walking alone. Oh, look this couple, look this girl, look this man, look this boy. He's a weirdo. Yeah, they don't have friends. Something's wrong with them. No, because maybe they choose. Maybe they choose to be alone because they understand by embracing solitude that where they find themselves, they're protecting their energy. They understand that energy is contagious. They understand that nothing changes, nothing changes. And that's for me, for you, for everybody there in this world. I just keep on a trail. Some people like it, some people not. I don't care. The only way we grow here, that's what we do here, learn or learn and relearn, is to keep on a trail. We all passed things in our life, traumas, things that we have to heal about it. Maybe we go too much in the past, we go too much in the future. Maybe wrong surroundings and other things. So other things. I always say, what don't break you make you even stronger, what don't kill you make you even stronger. But still you have to be able to make the choice to say, okay, I have to learn to walk alone, I have to learn to be alone, I have to learn to be me and to do me in a world what the world try to make you something that you are not. Nothing's gonna change if you don't want to change. You have to want to change for yourself. You have to want to be the change. You have to want to learn how to don't care anymore about opinions, to say enough is enough. Just an example, see the people that go from one relationship to another relationship. Because they cannot be alone. They're afraid to be alone. So they go for high frequency, from their own frequency to low frequency. Even knowing that a person maybe is not good for them, they will still adapt to this person. And then you're gonna ask yourself, why are you unhappy again with the relationship? It can be friends, it can be team, it can be partnership, so many other things, just because the system teaches you just to give in. to don't stay authentic, to don't stay unique, to don't be you, to don't do you, because yeah, that's wrong, you know. You will become a creator and a leader, not a follower and consumer. Nevertheless, again, back to the story. How we can become back ourselves, just to give the answer to the beautiful soul, maybe other people there, and to have high frequency, high energy frequency, you know, and to find out who you really are and what we're standing for, by embracing solitude. Solitude is not being alone, it's a choice that you make to give yourself the time to heal and to embrace your shadow work. It's so important. If you don't heal and you don't do your shadow work, you cannot level up, you cannot find out who you really are. And who you really are is the person that you really are, that you like, eat what you like to eat, drink what you like to drink, the way you put your clothes, the way, the music that you like to do. That's really you, that's your really authentic you. Anything there too much around, you will start to absorb things from these people, family, friends, teams, colleagues, partnership. I don't say you have to be asocial, I don't say you have to live under a stone. I just say, by passing a lot of moments, because I don't want to call it time, you have to learn, because everything that you don't learn, it will repeat itself, and you have to be much more be aware, more filter the energies that you allow around you. Your surroundings are so important, because you will absorb the energy, the way they speak, the way they think, the way they whatever it is, and you will become that. Better to observe, but for this you have to work on your mind, your body and your soul in a dedicated, constant, disciplined way. And if you are not still there, you have to learn to embrace solitude. You have to, a lot of people, they don't like to be alone, because, you know, they don't love, respect and accept themselves. And then they have to work on the healing work and the shadow work. And they are afraid of that, so they will accept no matter what other surroundings with low frequency around them, and they will become that. And now you ask yourself, oh, why I'm always attract this kind of wrong people? Because you don't give yourself the momentums, because I don't want to call it time, to heal, to do your shadow work, to become who you have to become, to be who you have to be. And for this, you need to take a break. Finish your relationship, take a break, find out back who you are. And now, don't make the same mistake, and don't allow everything around you, lower frequency and not aligned with principles, values, integrity or compassion. Because nothing changes, nothing changes. And that can be with friends, with team, with partnership. This can be also effortless sometimes in a family. You have to be aware and protect your energy, because energy is contagious. What you allow around you, that's what you're going to absorb, unfortunately. I always say better observing than absorbing, but still work on the shop, I already said. Nothing changes, my beautiful souls. The only way something's going to change if you will have the courage to walk alone. And there you do your shadow work and your inner work. Let whoever speak whatever. People are always going to judge you. People that judge is because they are insecure. They are insecure. You bring the insecurity in them up. Because they see you become your real you. Because they don't understand. They don't understand that you walk alone. Because in their mind, they have to always have people around them. Because that will help them from the thought to love, respect and accept themselves. This will bring them to the way to, you know, lower their frequency and become somebody they are not. It's much more easier, aka comfort zone. Hashtag fear. You're not gonna find yourself, you're not gonna remember who you are if you don't filter your surroundings, if you're grounding, aligning your words and thoughts and deed, if you don't do your shadow work and your inner work, if you don't learn to walk alone, because only there, my beautiful souls, you will find out between all this noise and distraction who you really are and how powerful, beautiful, unique, worthy and divine human being you are, and kings and queens. Think about this and make the difference between being alone or lonely. Think about that. And have a nice day. Bye-bye.